Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about denial, the power of no. The power of saying no is something that I've learned professionally, working for several companies, many of whom, and I think all of whom, my presence has vastly helped improve. Then there's denial of like material reality in favor of like what you see down the street. Like, for example, just because you don't know what's around the corner, you don't know the name of the business that's around the corner, doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, right? If you went around the corner, you would see it. If you don't, then you're never going to see it. But when it comes to morality, it's always a question of like, can people be righteous? Can they be righteous if they just think about it and if they focus on it versus like, I'm just going to give all that away to the higher power. I'm just going to give all that away to it because it really doesn't matter in the end. And that creates a show for them. And these guys get paid millions of dollars untaxed income, and perhaps they should. These guys probably have lives that I could be jealous of, but here's the paradox. Why would you give a shit about something you already have? When you have the money, when you have the fame, and when you have the cars and whatnot, and just anything material, plus you got all these spiritual gurus here to tame your wild side, to tell you that you're a good person and you're doing the right thing and all this and that. Or maybe that, you need some more discipline in your life to make you feel like you're achieving progress and stuff like that. And maybe you're doing all this on your own. When you have the thing, you don't give a shit about it, but you might be craving more of it or better of it. What am I saying here? The power of denial is that it denies existence, which all it does is affirm that very existence. So you say, like, Neville Goddard, for example, one of his techniques was like, there's no way I'm going to make $1 million this year. There's just no way. I say that every day. There's no way I'm going to climb a ladder onto the house. There's just no way. And, the idea is that if you say that enough times and you make that your mantra and your reality, at some point you're inevitably going to be faced with it. And I thought about that a little while, and I thought about what was my mantra as a kid. My belief, my fixed belief, was that I was going to burn in hell for all eternity. So, knowing that as a kid, I started conceptualizing it and being logical about it and rationalizing it and saying, well, how bad could it be? I'm going to address some of this more in the hour, hopefully. I'm going to do this, and I want to talk about this some more, and anybody can talk about it. I'm sure I'm not, all these guys named Jesus and shit, and all these, like, the Muhammad, dude. Hey, I know I'm not alone here. I understand that, but it fucking feels like I am sometimes, man. I'm just gonna be real. I'm gonna be real about that, dude. I'm not sympathy baiting, empathy baiting. I gotta like internet slang everything. I gotta make everything sound weird and ketamine infused for y'all. And I gotta say y'all so that I sound racially ambiguous. I get it, bro. Even though I am that, even though I am everything desirable to man and woman, I understand. Even though I am in a sense Christ himself, but I'll still deny it till my death and past the death because that's righteous. But at the same time, if I deny something, this is the beauty of it, and this is the wrap up. If I say no to something, I'm doing is affirming it. All I'm doing is just saying, like, yeah, that's still in my head. It's either in my head or it's in the material, and what difference does it make? So, you know, it's like the imagination is going to be unleashed one way or another, either trickling out bit by bit in the form of fucking Tim Keller, having a mental breakdown on stage in front of thousands of people, or it'll be like fucking Shia LaBeoufski, shout out the bro, shout out Catholic homies, we on gang, be all that shit combined, and it'll just be a combination of the two, and a demon plus all the horrors of Babylon and so on and so forth. I don't know, however you want to slice and dice it. Because you can't just say it's all symbolic, bro, because no, this was a guy's vision. This is what a guy, and millions of people actually think is going to happen on earth. That's on as it is in heaven. You can't just say on earth as it is in heaven for the good things. You also have to understand that the bad things also occur. So, and that's Murphy's law. That's like it's like Chris Nolan shit. That's just science, bro. That's like beta science. I downloaded the MK Ultra files that weren't redacted and didn't have Epstein in them, and now I'm smart. You see, because I'm the smart guy. Because I talk. Because I'm a polemicist. Because I read the dictionary, bro. I'm a smart motherfucker. I'm talented, right? Gotta get away from me if you think I'm anything but retarded and unworthy of life.